Like other scientists, Dr. Zavos had also read about Lorraine Young's findings.
We're going to begin doing human reproductive cloning as early as probably 30 to 60 days from now. Well, I do see that there's a problem, and unless you get...
For him, a problem found was as good as a problem solved. Horizon has tracked down a document in which Zavos claims he can actually make cloning safer by screening cloned embryos for the sort of errors Dr. Young found, and only using ones that look normal.
Frankly, I think the claims are ludicrous and absolutely irresponsible, and find there's absolutely no scientific basis for them. It's poorly referenced, and there's no real explanation of how we will do things. It just demonstrates a complete lack of scientific understanding, in my opinion.
Dr. Zavos couldn't be interviewed by Horizon because he's tied into a broadcasting contract elsewhere. But he claims that if the embryo has normal-looking methyl molecules on its growth genes, he will assume it's healthy. He and Dr. Antinori believe that tests like these will prevent many abnormalities.
We will check the complete procedure to monitoring to avoid 90% the abnormality.
But Dr. Young believes that the problem doesn't just affect the genes she's looked at. It could affect any gene.
There could easily still be problems in a whole range of other genes. He's going to be missing absolutely thousands of other problems. I mean, he's going to be missing everything.
In the last few months, Dr. Young's research has been backed up by other studies. Around the world, scientists have published the first results, showing that cloning sometimes causes vital methyl molecules to go awry on many genes. These results have led some scientists to a radical and devastating conclusion: that cloning can cause random errors in the switching of any one of 30,000 genes. The clone may develop normally until some key gene, like a time bomb, causes disaster. And they believe human cloning would be just as risky.
The most likely outcome would include late abortions, the birth of dead children, and perhaps worst of all, the birth of children which survived but which were abnormal.
And the risks don't end when we're born, because as our bodies change at key stages in our lives, we're dependent on genes switching on and off at the right time.
Things can go wrong at any time. There are some genes which, for example, are necessary to make a child go through adolescence and not really important before then. So if you have an abnormality in that gene, the child might not become a normal adolescent. And you could see failures at any time of development. That, I think, is what we should anticipate if anybody clones a person with our present techniques.
But there are other scientists who believe the case against cloning is hugely exaggerated, and that these early problems will be quickly overcome.
To take those very early experiments, which look at only a handful of genes, and try to make some grand statement that cloning will never be feasible in humans, or that it will be a very hard process, or to make any assumption of that sort, is unwarranted given the very preliminary nature of these studies.
Dr. Zavos and his team also think their opponents are exaggerating the risks.
Hello, Dolly.
He ridicules recent claims that Dolly herself may have something wrong with her brain.
Now, Dolly was doing okay until recently when we broke the news, and I was shocked. Dolly does have an IQ problem. For crying out loud, after 4 or 5 years old, Dolly is stupid. Now, for the life of me, neither Oxford or any other institution has developed an IQ test for sheep. Let's get serious, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot do that. Of course, I know about sheep because I was a sheep herder during my early life. And I can tell you that I haven't met a sheep that is got an IQ above -10. And scare tactics are one thing, the facts of life are another. and we need to stick with the facts. What is a clone? Mother Nature has its way of doing cloning, that is via identical twinning. The embryo splits and gives rise to two lovely children. A lady called me
Dr. Zavos is right. Nature already creates thousands of completely normal clones every year. But recent research has revealed some remarkable cases of twins who are changing scientists' view of what will happen if humans are cloned.
Oh, what a shot! Good try!
Ricky and Erica are twins.
It's always special for every father to be in the delivery room for the first time. It was exciting, very exciting. She wanted a girl and I wanted a boy, and we were happy, you know, like.
Very excited.
We had what we wanted, and we had the millionaire's family without the $1 million.
It was nice.
Because they were different sexes, everybody thought that the babies were non-identical or fraternal twins, conceived when two separate eggs were fertilized by two separate sperm. They would be as alike or unalike as any brother and sister. This seemed to be confirmed when Ricky was born healthy, but Erica was not. She had some worrying symptoms. Suspecting a rare genetic illness, scientists did full genetic fingerprinting tests on both twins, and what they discovered was astonishing.
They're identical twins. Sure.
I guess they are identical twins, but they're...
But they're boy and girl.
But they're a boy and girl. So, like, you know, what are the odds of having an identical twin boy and a girl? 1 in 10 million? I don't know. You have to be a scientist to understand it.
That one.
With Ricky and Erica, nature's intended clones had turned out to be very different. So what went wrong? The genetic tests revealed that the reason lay in their chromosomes. Ricky and Erica started off as a single fertilized egg, with an X and Y chromosome. With an X and Y, this embryo should have become a boy. But as the first cells divided, one cell lost its Y chromosome, so some cells began to form which only had an X. Then, the embryo split. One half had mostly XY cells. This became Ricky. The other half had only cells with just one X. This survived to become a baby girl, Erica. But it takes 2 X chromosomes to make a normal girl, so Erica is different. Girls with a missing X have a disease called Turner's syndrome.
1, 2, 3, go! Birthday to me and not Erica! Happy birthday to you!
The twins are celebrating their 11th birthday, but Erica is fortunate to have reached this age. She has had to have heart surgery and have her ovaries removed. And as both twins approach adolescence, the future looks uncertain.
This weekend, she's 11 years old. And it's creeping up on me, and I think about it every day. The day I have to, explain to her that she's not like every other little girl. And when it comes to having a child, she'll have to know that she's can't do it like everyone else has.
Some scientists argue that if making clones naturally can result in unfortunate genetic diseases, then man-made clones will be at much greater risk.